Hey guys, today I'm going to be talking about finals day 1 and day 2 of the Skilling Open Chess Championship. So, I'm going to be dividing this video in two parts, finals day 1 and finals day 2. So, let's start with finals day 1. And the first position is up on the board. It is black to play first of all. And what should black play? So, I'll flip the board for you guys. And so, what is Black's best move? Just to tell you, for finals, it's Carlson versus So Wesley in the finals. Carlson being our world champion, and So Wesley being our Fisher Random chess champion. So it was anticipated battle between them. Anyways, so first position is there. Black to play. What should be the best move for Black? So here, the best black move is king to f6. So attacking the pawn on a4, e6, my bad, what am I saying? And okay, let's say bishop takes a4, and now bishop to b6. And okay, white is pawn up, but black is of course gonna win the e6 pawn next. And this, okay, white has a passer, but because it's gonna be equal and h7, g6 pawns are solid formation, I think this should be a draw. Though maybe white is slightly better, but he's not winning kind of winning. But in the game, So Wesley did not play that, and he played a weird move for me. Rook to f5. So he's blocking the check like this, but I think this is quite a risky move. But okay, he played that, So Wesley. And okay, rook takes b4 happened. A takes b3. And now let's flip the board again. Now it's white to play, so what had white planned? I'll give you options. Does he want a takes b3? Does he want e7? Or does he want rook takes b3? So here, white actually wants to play e7 straight away. Maybe a takes b3 is possible, or rook takes b3. But rook takes b3, let's say king f6, and this pawn on e6 is almost gone now, and you can't support it properly. And white's two pawns for 2 pawns is not going to be winning for white. And same problem with a takes b3. A takes b3, king f6, and the same thing occurs. So here white, that's why I played e7. So going forward with the pawn. b6, a2. And now, okay, you first have to promote e8 queen, a1 queen. And now white to play and give some brilliant checks like what Magnus did. Simply marvelous how you just figured those checks out. So first check I would say is rather simple. We have to play queen e7 check because going for queen e3 check straight away can be met by king f6 and the king just wiggles out of the way by going to f6, g7, h6, g7 stays there and the queen and the rook coming to defend. And we don't want that, do we? So first we play queen e7 check. Now black has lots of choices. In the game, king h6 happened, but let's just see other choices. If queen to f6, white to play, and can you find the mate? Or if it's not a mate, can you just find the best move for white, which would at least win some pieces? So here, white has to play queen e3 check first. He has to give one to check. So if king to h5, then queen h3 check. King g5, queen h4 checkmate. That's not possible. And so rook f4, you will try just stopping that check, blocking it. And now white has to play h4 check. This is the main move. h4 check, why? Let's see. If king takes h4, well, rook takes f4 check. And well, black loses his queen. King h5. You could still take on f4. White is of course a rook up. If what else can he play? King f5, rook takes f4 is even checkmate, you could say. And okay, if king g4, which looks like a move which is good. But now white has a stunning move, which is quite a nice move actually. And you find the move for white. A simple move like queen f3 check would be like the best move. Queen f3 check, the queen cannot be captured, king can't be captured, king can't take it because of the king, of course, and rook takes f3, rook can't take it because of this pin. So queen f3 check, and now black has to play king takes h4, and rook takes f4 check, and you win the queen. Okay, queen f6 is not possible. Let's see other possibilities. King h5. What happens after king h5? It's a mate in one. Lots of mates in one. Queen h4 checkmate. Rook h4 checkmate. Even queen takes h7 check is also winning. But of course, okay. Rook h4 checkmate is easiest, of course. So king h5 eliminated. Let's move on to the next one. King to h6. Or first, let's see rook f6 because that's the most complicated one. So now again, white to play your move. What should be the best move for white? So here the best move for white first has to be queen e3 check. That's almost the only check possible. Queen c5 check may be possible, but I don't think it's that good because king can run away to h6 followed by g7, and then the rook and queen will come into defense. And we don't want that. So queen e3 check, and now black again has quite a few possibilities. Not quite a few, like only two, but still. Rook f4 check, rook f4, queen takes f4, followed by queen h4 is checkmate. No need to think about that. And okay, what else? King to h5, let's see first. King, okay, first, king f5 will be easier for you guys, and then king h5. So king f5, and now it's white to play again. Find the checkmate. Mates in 4 or 5, something like that. So here, white first has to play rook f4 check. King g5, rook e4 check. King h5, queen h3 check. King g5, queen h4 check. King f5, queen g4, checkmate. Or queen f4 check, whatever you want. Of course, this was not the best solution. Simply rook b5 check would be best, of course. And now black queen comes in, rook takes, and rook at b5 check, king here, and queen g3 checkmate. But I showed you the slightly longer route because it would be better, helpful for you because of this now. So here, queen e3 check. Again, it is black. Black plays king h7, and it's white to play. And what should white play? So here, first our aim should be to get to a known position, which we know is checkmate. This position here, we know that that is a checkmate. So we should first try to get to this position first, and then we should see how we can get there. So queen e3 check, king h5. First, we should give queen h3 check, attacking the king, of course. King g5 only moves. When we're giving checks, we should first look for checks which has only moves for the opponent side, so that we have like less to calculate and we have more time to spare. And okay, if you think that that variation is not working, then only we should move on to the next variation, calculating them. Anyways, king g5, rook g4 check, king f5, and rook d4 check. Okay, king e5 and queen e3 check, king f5, and now rook f4 check. And we reach the same position as this. It's just that we took a slightly longer way to get there because black left us no choice to do. Okay, and now of course king g5, same thing occurs, rook e4 check, King h5, queen s3, king this, blah blah blah, blah, and queen b4 checkmate. Okay, but rook d4 check. Black has another option of going to king g5, but it's still the same. Queen h4 check. And now here it's important to play queen g4 check. So while giving checks, you should always remember that you should never let the opponent king get out of the mating net. You should somehow keep it like in the mating net so that it's easier for you to checkmate him. Anyways, king e5 and now queen e4 checkmate. So that was the complex variation I was telling you guys, which was quite complex, I would say. And now, well, let's see what the game continuation was. So the game continued king h6. And now again, it is white to play and can you find the mate? It's like quite a long mate, but I think you would be able to do it. First move, rook h4 check. You simply have to give the check. Queen h4 check, on the other hand, would let black king get out with king g7, and bam. Now the rook f7 comes in with like defensive barriers. Queen f6 can come in anytime soon if it needs to support. So first of all, we have to give rook h4 check. Never let the king out of the mating net. Rook h4 check, rook h5. Makes sense. The only move actually. Rook h5, queen f8 check. And now black has to play queen g7. And now another lovely maneuver. Can you find it? A hint, you need to play only moves to get to the final position we want. So white first has to play queen f4 check. Only move is g5. Queen d6 check. Only move is queen g6. Queen f8 check. Only move is queen g7. And now rook takes h5 check. And now king takes h5, queen takes g7, king g6, then rook takes g5 check. This is winning. But so what was the difference here between rook this position and this position? Well, the only difference was that the pawn on g6 here has turned into g5. That's the only difference. But that is the main difference here. Because the pawn on g6 was supporting this rook on h5. And anytime we took on h5, it would take with the pawn instead of the king. But here, once that pawn was gone, rook takes h5, the king has to take it. And once the king has to take it, queen takes g7. So this is called deflection or decoy, which happened in the game. And so Wesley resigned. So that was final game number 1. Let's move on to the next game. So, okay, let's first do game number 3 and then we'll do 2 and 4. So here it is white to play. And what do you think is the best white move? I think it's more not of tactics, but now it's more of positional play, because that is also really important while you're playing a chess game. So here the best move for whites is bishop to f3. Why? So, well, first of all, bishop on f3 also like allows the bishop to just move out of this bad square on g2. And if it needs, sometime it can go e3 and then bishop e2. And he could do the same thing with bishop on fg2, but bishop f1 e3. But the thing is, this rook will be blocked. And we don't want that rook to be blocked because the rook would want to come to b1 anytime and attack that b7 pawn weakness. Or it could go to somewhere like d1 and try helping it with d5. So bishop f3 is the best move here. And also it's kind of like a waiting move, wanting to see what black wants to do first, and then accordingly changing his plan that way. So, okay, bishop f3. Now bishop takes f3 happened, and now king takes f3. A quick reminder, e6 f3 is possible, but in endgames we should always activate our king first to the best square possible, activate all our pieces first to the best square possible, and then start pushing the pawns. So this is a general rule. So first you should always activate your knight to the best square, then your bishop to your best square, then the rook to your best square, then the queen to the best square. And this is for middle games, and end games it just applies the same, but end games the king also comes in, and at the end you should just put your king at the best square for him as well, and then only start pushing the pawns or attacking, whatever you need to do. So king takes f3, wanting to just go king f4, king e5, king takes e6, and just go inside. So rook d8, white continuing his plan, king f4, king e5, king takes e6, simple plan. Rook d5, and this is a bad move. But why? It seems like a natural move, developing the rook to the best square. But you should not follow it blindly, first of all, the rule. So it is white to play and punish what black has played. So here, white should play rook 5 h3. Rook 5 h3 seems like, okay, what move is this? But this king maneuver to f4 also enabled one more idea, which was this king was supporting g5, so that this rook was not pinned to like its protection, and therefore this rook is also free because this rook can move as well. Well, not exactly now, but when the rook moves away on the 5th rank, and then the other rook can also move away. So that was another plan of king f4. So while playing the game, you should always have like double plans. So like if black tries to defend one of the plans, then you still have the other plan to go from. So rook d5, rook 5 h3. So where is the rook wanting to go? To e3 and take on e6, because now this e6 pawn is really vulnerable. Now, okay, black has quite a lot of possibilities. Let's say c5, attacking d4 pawn. But now white can simply play rook e3, attacking the e6 pawn. And how can you do it? If pawn takes on d4, check, and you can either give rook f6 check, maybe g6 check if you want to. G6 check I think is the best move. King takes, g6 h7, rook d8, and a simple move like rook d1. Pinning this, and white's is completely better. Here, by the way, I found another thing. d6 c3 can you play? Well, okay, rook takes d8. Normally in these kind of positions, if there is no pawn on h7 and h6, black would be completely winning. Because c2, and now this rook can't come back to d1. And because of this black pawn on c4, it can't come to c8. But of course, in this instance, he has h8 queen, or maybe rook e8 check first, followed by that. But normally, you wouldn't have like a pawn on h7 and h6. So this idea is normally really important. And even I have almost won a game because of that. I missed that tactic at that time. But yeah, if I had found that, woohoo, I would have won. But I didn't. And I lost actually. Anyways, this is getting off topic. So king takes e6. And okay, so rook e3, black should defend it, of course, with rook d6. d6 e5, attacking the rook. So the rook has to move along the 6th rank. So rook a6 he played actually, attacking a3. But white simply played rook d1, not even caring about his a3 pawn, because the rook on e3 can always come in on e6 and then deliver some nasty checks, which black just doesn't want. But okay, This is what happened in the game, and Magnus won this game again. But here, instead of after king f4, what should a black play here? I flipped the board, so it's your move for black. What should black play? So here, black should play first c5. So what's the plan of c5? Well, first of all, if pawn takes c5, then a rook can come in, like rook d2 or rook d5 now is better, because rook 5 hits 3, and e5 check is the main move. Because when the pawn was on d4, e5 check was not possible because d takes e5. But now that the e5 pawn is gone, it's possible. d4 pawn, I'm sorry. So c5, e3, and now you can continue with your plan, such as rook d5 or something. Because rook d5, and now this rook cannot come to h3 and attack this e6 pawn because of this e3. We provoked him to play e3 so that then we can play rook d5. So that's another key topic which we have to do, is like provoking him to do that and then playing your own move. Sometimes this is also called Zwisken's kak. I don't think we pronounce it that way, but something like that. And yeah. So, but in the game, c5 did not happen, and White Magnus won this game easily. Okay, let's continue to the next position, which is on the board. And this is on round number 4, So Wesley versus Magnus Carlsen. And this is a game where White won, So Wesley won. Round number 4, the finals. So, okay, it is White to play. Oh, sorry, my bad. It's Black to play. My bad. So bishop f5 happened. Rook h5. So attacking the bishop. Queen c8. And queen takes b6. And now black to play. What should black play here? So black here should play knight to d7, attacking the queen on b6. And okay, queen takes a5 is of course not possible because of bishop takes c2 check, which Magnus was wanting to do, but he played it wrongly. But bishop takes c2, king takes c2, and rook takes e2 check. And now this knight on c3 is pinned. That's why it's possible. And okay, maybe bishop g4 is also good here, but knight d7 is the best, I think, from a tactical point of view. So, but in the game, knight d7 did not happen, and instead he played knight to g4, which I think had the same idea that he wanted to play bishop takes c2, but the idea wasn't like, the placement of the knight was wrong. And now it is white to play and win. Pause the video. So white here should play bishop to a6. So what's the plan? Bishop a6, simply attacking the queen. It's simple, sober. And also moving the bishop from e2 where bishop takes c2 check was threatened. So well, okay, queen d7 is can be possible, right? But now bishop b5 and this rook is gone. And why can't the queen go to like a8 or b8 somewhere? Because queen takes, rook takes, and rook takes f5. And white is of course now a bishop up. So, but okay, in the game, e5 with e1 check, Magnus. King a2. And he tried queen e8. So what's the plan? Well, he was thinking that maybe he could attack on a4, but simply rook takes f5 because queen takes a4 is not possible because of this knight on c3 defending a4. So well, that was a kind of bad for Magnus. I mean, like, okay, he made a silly mistake with knight to g4, wrong placement, and I don't think it was a misclick or something. Maybe a misclick, I don't think so though. So okay, let's move on to the next position up on the board. And here is black to play again, and it's So Wesley versus Carlson. And So Wesley is white, Carlson is black. And it's black to play. There are quite less possibilities for black, but black to play. So here, black, if you said any move except for King F8, you're right. Like every single move works. Every single move, no joke there. So Bishop E5 is possible. King D7 is possible. King D8 is possible. Queen E6 is possible. Queen E5 is possible. But Magnus chose the only move which does not work, which is King to F8. Like, what's the probability of that? Our chess world champion playing the worst move possible in the position. Why less? Anyways, it happens some days. So King F8, and now it's white to play. Can you find the mates in 5? So here the first move is Queen E8 check. Like I said, first you always look at the moves which has only moves in it. Like you have to do that move. You have to like when you play that move, the opponent has to like play only one move. So Queen E8 check. Only move for black is King G7. Queen F7 check. Black has two possibilities, but King H8 can be discarded quickly. Queen H7 checkmate. King H6. Queen H7 check. King G5. Queen H5 check. King F4. Queen F5 checkmate. A brilliant maneuver. Queen E8. Queen F7. Queen H7. Queen H5. Queen F5 checkmate. And so Wesley won that game. And after day 1, it is 2-2. So Wesley 2, Carlson also 2. So day 2 is gonna be really exciting. So thank you for watching the video. If you like the video, click the like button and do subscribe to my channel for upcoming videos. Thank you for watching. Bye.